So, you think you're untouchable?
Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable.
Boys and girls, welcome to episode number 2 of Life on the MidCard. We're back again to recap all things WWE. You know us, we're the number one source for all things WWE. We got myself, Jose, aka Lucifer, back on the mic, along with Dick. He's here as well.
You know it. Woo woo woo.
And we got the Road Toad also hanging around with us as well.
Hey.
Today's show's going to be a little bit different than normal. Normally we have a topic of the week and we jump in, get in depth, take that time machine back and really reminisce. But since we had the Rumble and we had a pretty big Raw as well, we're going to do both of those recaps, and next week we'll be back with a topic and we'll jump right back into it. But Rumble 2013, out and about. I was incredibly hyped for it. I talked about it all weekend.
Yeah.
Incredibly stoked to see, who's coming back, what we're going to see. We all had our picks. I was entirely wrong. None of it came true for who was coming back.
Yeah. I think we were 1 for 6. I think Dick was the only one to
I
predict
called one.
Jericho.
And
when he said that, I was like, yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
And I called it wrong. I said I wanted the lights to go out and here break the walls down, but obviously that didn't happen either. But whatever.
Yeah.
Break the walls down, then the lights went off.
Yeah.
Fireworks and
Yeah, I thought the light guy was just off track, but apparently that's the new intro or the new entrance, whatnot. So we start off the show with Alberto Del Rio versus Big Show in the Last Man Standing match, which starts off a little bit different. We have Dick's lifetime hero, Bret the Hitman Hart, make an appearance. At that point, Dick had to get up, change his pants a little bit.
I did. I went and put on my Hitman shades. I was too pumped for that one.
So the marking out started super early
Right
for
away,
us
right
at the
away.
Dick household.
Well, before that, I was a little sad because I thought Miz completely blew out his ACL in the
yeah.
pre-show.
Forgot about the pre-show,
But,
right?
man, I think everyone forgot about the pre-show. But, but once I saw Bret, it was like, okay, it's going to be good. Maybe all my expectations about this are going to come true, all our different theories and, Bret. I'm in fan mode. I'm in fangirl mode right now.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much. We're going to
Good
lose you
stuff.
for about 10 minutes.
All right,
as long as you don't say Shawn.
Mm.
Back on point. Honestly, seeing Del Rio turn face at the beginning, I was really skeptical, and I think I said it before, but I am really happy he has gone face. I think his character has grown way more than it's grown in the 2 years as he was heel. I thought he did phenomenal. The match itself I was pretty happy with. And prior to that, of course, Ricardo got the heart shapes, so he was pretty happy.
He was geeked.
Yep. One thing, I'm pretty upset that he doesn't come out to the car anymore. Like the new Titantron Mexican flag, our heritage, Eric, it's there, but there's no car, and I really miss that. I want to see him come out to that.
And that's the first thing my brother, again, a casual fan, watches once every blue moon with me. He was like, what happened to the car? And I was kind of like, you know what? I think that was more of a heel move because that was kind of him coming out in cars that none of us probably will ever see in real life. And, honking the horn, being really loud, obnoxious. And I got to the point where I was like, oh, God, I'm so sick of this. This is rubbing in my face. But that was the point. And I think since the face turn, I think they kind of had to ditch that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was his Mexican aristocrat, I'm richer than you,
Right.
I'm better than you type of, direction went for his gimmick. But now it's more,
True.
I'm the Mexican hero. I'm coming out and shaking hands and kissing babies and all that.
Yeah, I just expected
giving
to hear
away
the
the
horn,
scarf.
I guess it's just in the memory of mine. I don't want to hear it, but you're right. It makes 100% sense that you don't kind of rub it in. Dick, how do you feel about giving the scarf away to a kid every single match now? Apparently, how do you feel about that?
Well, it's kind of going back to the Bret way now. He's giving away the shades. And now, all right, Del Rio, what did Bret call him? The Mexican Bret Hart?
Yeah.
To which Del Rio called him the Canadian Del Rio, which I thought was pretty funny. But now he's giving away the scarf, man, which you were very upset. You said that's the limited edition, rare.
Yeah.
And
even on Raw, he had like a second-hand made one. It wasn't the good one anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess they forgot to switch him out.
He's got to get over with the fans some way, which I think he has. Especially when you look at how many live shows and events were they in, pure Mexicano areas, huge Latin areas.
Yeah.
But now, hey, man, giving away the scarf to the fans to get the little kids pumped, like Rey Mysterio giving away his mask. I guess continue big Mexican star tradition, I guess.
True. So we go right into the match. Decent spots, nothing too crazy. But then we go outside.
What? In the ring it wasn't too.
Yeah, right, in the ring, I'm sorry. It doesn't get too crazy. But then we go outside, Rotoad, and take us through that. What were you thinking when they went outside toward the Titantron?
Well, first thing I'm thinking is there's no way this Titantron's holding the Big Show.
Yeah.
And I was like, those cables look pretty sturdy. It wasn't swaying too much. I did like the fluorescent light bulb spot. That was pretty cool. It was kind of old school. Wasn't necessarily a choke slam, but regardless, it was a pretty good spot. But that bump, it had me worried. It looked like he landed square on his neck/head.
Dude,
and I was like, oh.
You can ask Dick. He was selling it to me. I was like, dude, I think he has a concussion.
It was pretty bad. Jose the entire time is. Dick, I think he's hurt. He was worried. He was worried.
Yeah, it didn't look good. Because, he had a concussion, like, on a SmackDown. Like, he fell off of the ramp or something. I was like, oh, that's it. So much for having a new champ, a new face to root. But, yeah, that spot was phenomenal. I thought that was really good. I wasn't expecting that at all. And then the finish. We go to the finish, and Ricardo Rodriguez, of course, helps in and ends up tying the Big Show down to one of the ropes, which was different. Of course, he did a Mexican style, like Roadruck said. Road was like, tie it up with some the duct tape, the Mexican specialty. Fixes everything, absolutely. And I like that. I was, definitely different. I didn't expect that. We all said Del Rio was going to retain, so we all knew the outcome. At least got it right. But I thought it was a cool spot, different, nothing too crazy, but it fit the character. It's in the false count, no rules or whatever. I can still kind of mess around a bit. He wasn't too heel-like, but still I thought it was pretty good.
It was really good. I actually wasn't too excited for the match to begin with because of the fact that we just saw a last man standing match with these guys. So we're going to do another one in 2 weeks. But no, it really surprised me, really got me into it. That spot on the Titantron was great. Went with another way, like I'm keeping this giant down instead of the table being on top of him. I'm duct taping him, making sure this dude ain't getting up.
Yeah.
No, it was really, really good.
I liked it. So good match overall. I thought that was a really, really solid match.
For an opener, too.
Yeah,
great way to open it.
Yep, right away. Have you guys noticed that they've been opening with the World Heavyweight quite often during a lot of pay-per-views? So many of them have opened with that particular match, but I'm not complaining. I thought it was good. Afterwards, we had a Ziggler promo with Big E, where Big E actually talked, and I liked it.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I was watching it, and I was actually, smiling the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, here's a guy that, for the most part, when he came in, we're like, oh, no, here's another Ryback. No personality, terrible mic skills. Obviously, just is either natural on the mic or has had some work with it. Mm-hmm. But every time he's talked, it's been pretty solid. He doesn't fumble around. He's always been on live TV. And I thought him and Zigzag coexist pretty well.
Yeah, that second run right now was like the second time I see him on the mic. The first time on the mic, he was 101 miles per hour. He was just slipping through his lines,
stumbling over.
And in this one, I was caught off guard. I was like, "What is he doing? Is this what he's supposed to be doing?" And then I guess, and he got me. Okay, that's what he's trying to be the funny announcer, corny announcer. Yeah.
Showing a personality, which is always good.
Yeah, not the cult of personality, but nonetheless.
It's nice to see a big muscle-bound guy who's actually seems like he's having fun on the mic and not just he has that monster type of heel look to him, but he's got a good personality.
Right. We have yet to see him in the ring, so we don't know what he's going to provide, how good he's going to provide in the ring. So we'll see what he does once he debuts there. But solid promo. After the promo that came out, we had Team Hell No and Team Rhodes Scholars for the tag team belts, and we were all wrong.
Back to the Ziggler one. I'm sorry, but was that when he talked about the unification, which was super great and got me pumped to hear, saying that he's going to go in, cash in, get that WWE belt, put them together, unified, and it gave me hope. But of course, we all knew the outcome. That wasn't going to happen. But back to Rhodes Scholars. Complete shock. Yeah. We all picked Rhodes Scholars to take it, and
we were all definitely wrong on the Rhodes Scholar one. Solid match, nothing out of this world. Same story, another day. That's all it really was. I did like the no lock finish. I haven't seen him pull the no lock and actually beat somebody with it. Yeah. It's been forever, which really is God, I just want to see Daniel Bryan go back as a singles competitor. And, really have those solid-ass matches he used to pull off with Punk and everybody else. So, hopefully we'll get that soon because I really miss seeing DB, for a whole entire match rather than just a spot here spot there. So how long do you think this tag team will last, though?
I think it's going to go all the way up to WrestleMania because, like we kind of hinted on the last show, there's just limited spots looking because right now we're obviously on the road to WrestleMania and there's just limited spots. So I think right now you'll see probably Rhodes Scholars win at WrestleMania. I don't think the title probably will be on the line on Elimination Chamber just because there's like a limit of matches.
Yeah.
I think they'll beat Team Hell No at Elimination Chamber and then probably retain at WrestleMania. But I see this going all the way to WrestleMania. Even though it doesn't make sense because again, I mean we got Daniel Bryan, one of the best ring workers, if not the best ring worker in the business right now, and he's in his prime, and I feel like we're wasting him. But that is what it is.
Yeah, and just when it seems like they're hinting at a possible dissension between the two, like in the Rumble, which we'll talk about, it kind of hinted a little, they seem to be, bickering with each other. But then the next night on Raw, it completely, like, where did that go? So I was actually thinking this could be the start of it, and come WrestleMania, it might be a clash between the two. But you never know. I don't even think creative knows what they're doing half the time out there with this team.
Well, the way Vince is, I mean, you're changing the script pretty much the night before the show even starts, pretty much. So anything can happen. But yeah, I think Rhodes holds on the spot right there. That there's only so many spots come WrestleMania. They're going to have something for them to do, and I think it's just not time yet to split them up. What kind of worries me, though, to be honest, is that you give the titles to Rhodes Scholars. Now you're kind of limiting Cody Rhodes as a tag team competitor rather than a singles competitor, and I love that man's in-ring work. I think he's getting better and better every single match that I see him in. I would really like him, to kind of break off. But the benefit, though, is that you're building up Damien Sandow, which is phenomenal. I'm impressed every time I see him in the ring.
Good heel.
I think he's doing a really, really good job. Solid gimmick. I think he's over as a heel already. Every time I see him, it's booed out of the building. So really good stuff. But at the same time, I get it. I mean, they got to build up that tag team one way or another. Hopefully they keep pushing this resurgence they've been doing in the tag team realm within the last couple of months, and they're making a big comeback for it. I hope it doesn't lose that steam. I hope once that Rhodes Scholars take over, we come back and we see the primetime players make another run for it. I don't know about Ray and Sin Cara, but we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure where they're going to go with them, but keep building on that because I love tag team wrestling. It's been gone for so long that you're getting a little taste of it and you want it so bad. At least me, personally. But yeah, that was the tag team match. And nothing crazy, but we were all wrong. Everybody said Rhodes Scholars takes it. Team Hell No doesn't need them anymore. They need to break off, and it looks like it's going to be till WrestleMania when we see that split happen. Anything else that you guys got on that, or
nope?
No, I think we hit all the pretty big points on that. And here is where things went super south for me.
Right away.
This is where I really got really this is happening right now. That I said, okay, where's the Rock promo at? And all of a sudden, here comes the Rumble match. And I was like, this is not ending the show. And I really was taken back. I was like, this can't, I get it. The title means everything. Title should be end. But it's the Rumble match.
The Rock means everything to WWE. And right as soon as they announced, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Royal Rumble match, all our theories and hopes and dreams thrown out the window. Everything we thought, what could happen maybe? No, we know what's going to definitely happen.
Our wishful thinking and fortune interpretation.
And honestly, the storyline, they could have done so much with as far as the Rumble. I mean, as far as with it going last, because obviously, we all know that John Cena won the Royal Rumble. But the way that it ended, we'll get into that as we go through the best spots of the Rumble. It really didn't make any sense because they're pushing two different guys in two different storylines, clashing together. So it didn't make much sense. But yeah, when I see them cutting the old school promos, I was like, okay, hopefully the Rumble's not next. And then sure enough, Dolph Ziggler's music hits. So I was really surprised and disappointed all at the same time.
Yeah, a good thing you brought that up. The old school promos was really, really cool. Homage to the old Rumble days when they had their logo in the background, the big WWF sign,
the big blue background.
Yeah, and you had Ultimate Warrior just spazzing out on God knows what.
That was really good.
Macho Man going crazy.
Oh man,
God, I miss those.
Took me back, man.
North of Hell, South of Mars.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really good. But again, like I said, I was really taken back by the Rumble match. So it starts off really slow. I was like, oh God, I can't see this going well. But then my hopes go really high. Ziggler number 1, cutting a solid promo right before the Rumble starts. And he says, bring out whoever's next. I don't care.
Doesn't care who number 2 is. Bring him out already.
And I was like, okay, it's going to be Bo Dallas. You know, great.
Right.
My guy Bo, here he
Bo,
comes.
he knows wrestling. Bo knows wrestling.
Dude, and then all hell broke loose at Dick's house. When we heard Break the Walls Down, the walls fucking came down. That's for sure. We were going ape shit.
There was, what, 4, 5 of us total here
Yeah.
watching it. As soon as we heard the fireworks and Break the Walls Down, the roof came off that arena and in my house. That's how badly
We
marked
were
out.
going crazy. Absolute surprise. Did not expect it. Dix expected it, apparently. He was on point. The only one to get an entrance
to get an
correct.
entrance right, yeah.
Yeah, he was on point on that. Dude, I was marking so hard. I was like so excited to see him back. And it's Jericho. Even though it's only 6 months, it feels like eternity when it comes to watching Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, all these different shows.
So many hours and days of programming a week, and then
then you get Jericho. God, so good. Really, really excited to see him back. Really good spots with him and Ziggler going back and forth. The best spot though, as soon as they were kind of going at it, Jericho puts him on the top rope. Going at Ziggler, trying to tip him over, and then for some reason or another, you still got a chance start going off. And then what do you hear next, Roto?
Jericho. I never lost it, baby!
Great.
So good. But yeah, I mean, you still got it. I mean, again, 6 months in the wrestling world is like 6 years.
A month. A month alone is
it's a long time because, like you said, especially with Raw being 3 hours, it's just so many hours of just watching intently. And Jericho, who's a guy that's pretty active on social network, like the three of us, we're pretty up on that. He even alluded to it on Raw the next day. He's like, "I tricked you.
Yeah.
I tricked you," because he had everyone convinced, myself included, that in no way, shape, or form was he making an entrance. And number 2 of all. So we got a solid 40 minutes of Y2J. I don't know if Y2J was up for the solid 40 minutes or not, based on how bad he was perspirating, and he botched the walls of Jericho. He dropped Cena's legs because his arms were just so tired. But it was awesome. I was really pumped.
Yeah, really, really good. How were you feeling with Jericho, Dick? I mean, I know how you were feeling because you were screaming out of this world.
Jericho, so good. And like you said, the fact that he was number 2, it wasn't even a surprise entrance in the middle. We got to see him walk in, soak up the atmosphere, soak up the cheers, and it was good stuff.
And you got to see Jericho and Ziggler I'm really looking forward to them 2 at WrestleMania. I think that they will steal the show because obviously they're going to have a rivalry building into WrestleMania. Yeah. Hopefully for the World Heavyweight belt,
yes.
Which would be fantastic if after Elimination Chamber, whoever wins it obviously is going to be spent.
Yeah.
Great for Ziggler to cash in, not to get too far ahead, but just with them 2, with the 90 seconds before number 3 came out, just really had some solid spots.
Yeah. Really, really got around. I was incredibly happy to see him. That also kind of hopes. I was like, okay, all right, maybe it wasn't the last one. Okay, Rumble wasn't last, but we got Jericho. So who else could be back? I was like, Billy Gunn, come on, Billy Gunn, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn never came.
We even have an over under on what's his name?
Jim
Duggan.
Yeah.
I felt like an idiot.
The best part is me and Dick towards 20, 25. I was like, all right, we got 5 spots left. Jim got to have one of those. So we have 4 people left.
We started counting down who's left on the roster, and it was pretty sad. We started thinking, and even when it came to 30, Lucifer over here is like, it's Billy. It could be Billy Gunn.
It could be Billy Gunn.
And we're like, Ryback.
No, once you get into the 20s, you're like, eh. When Godfather came out, I was like, really? He can still move? Apparently not.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great though. He was smiling, put the coat back on.
It took him longer to get to the ring and then get back. His music played the whole time.
I think that was the whole point, though. I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, I was like, all right, music guy messed up twice, and that was my opinion. I'm like, audio dude is getting future endeavor tomorrow. But that was pretty cool. I was watching with my brother, who again is a pretty casual fan, and he's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" I'm like, "You don't remember the Ho Train?"
Yeah.
Oh God, so good.
What was great though was seeing that Shattered Dreams Productions come up.
Dude, when that music hit and they were straight on the vignette on the screen, and it said Shattered Dreams and the glass broke. I was like,
and then right after that, they panned to Cody Rhodes. His face just so bright.
So good.
Part of me was like, It would have been sweet if it was a surprise. Clearly it wasn't, but if he was like really surprised and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Because that was like written all over his face.
Really good.
Some good spots between them, and it was kind of cool how everyone cleared out for them to have like a couple back and forths, and the camera was focused on them. So that was another solid one.
Yeah, wasn't expecting Goldust at all. I thought he was kind of like on bad terms, but of course, if he doesn't mean anything, you can always come back. So.
Especially for the Rumble.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think anyone freaked out as much about that as my future bro-in-law BJ on that one. Just ran through my house when he heard that.
Almost dropped his kid.
Almost dropped his infant son. Loved it so much. It was great.
It's so good. Unfortunately, we didn't see the Shattered Dream spot or anything.
Yeah, no curtain call.
I don't know. If you think about that, is Shattered Dreams like, is that PG? Is that a very PG move?
They got rid of the punt kick, so can't shatter dream anymore.
You can't get a concussion from it, though. I mean,
But it's not even that. It's kind of like...
Zach has a broski boot, so what do you mean they can't punt?
Yeah.
I mean, Barrett knocked the hell out of Sheamus's head a couple weeks ago, so true.
Yeah, but I thought Goldust there was really cool. Road Toad already alluded to Godfather coming in. I thought that was also a really solid
good.
spot. I love how he didn't react. It's like, oh well, I didn't make it in. Got my hose with me. Let's go on back.
Just two hoes, though.
Yeah.
Just lost a step.
Yeah.
Man, there was one time in the Attitude Era, that dude would seriously come out with like 14 women.
And they were all just staying up on the ramp. It was great. They
But
didn't mention
they all
what they
did
were.
look like hoes, though. Like, they all look pretty gay.
Not here. This one they did. They just looked like, beautiful escorts.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they looked like got him off the street on Columbia. Hoes. It was pretty bad.
See, I marked out to the point where I was singing the entrance myself. Did they say Ho Train?
No, it just...
No.
Because I was at home, I was like, Ho Train!
I was
And I was like, I don't know if that's very PG either. Can you say Ho?
Well,
But apparently you can say punk ass bitch.
Yeah,
So.
multiple times.
Multiple
We'll get into that.
Because swearing's cool.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Other than that, I mean, those are really the only surprises in the match in terms of returning competitors.
Yeah, that was it,
We had Road Toad's #1 pick to win it all, Bo Dallas coming.
God.
Did you hear that theme song? That was a solid theme.
For who?
You told me you were marking out. You texted me.
Dude, you are lying right now. You are lying through your teeth. When he came out, I was like, who is this guy? And his like tribal scream that he does makes no sense to me.
Yeah. And he's like a cowboy gimmick? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but he's wearing a Michael Jackson glove. And like, oh man, I was like, this is terrible.
Alright, the truth of it is, I was pretty damn salty because he eliminated Wade Barrett. Like, one of my #1s, and he eliminated him. I was like, let's hope another Undertaker, what was it? Maven. Let's hope one of those happens again, because I'm pretty PO'd. And then Wade started walking, I was like, God damn it, it's not going to happen. But then he got him out of the ring, gave him the good old bullhammer to the face. Still hate the finisher, but regardless, as long as he took him out, that's all I care about.
At least it's not even like, he didn't even take it from Chris Hero at this point. He doesn't wind people up now. He just kind of goes into it.
Just go for it.
I think he botched that a couple times.
I like how he like shows the red. It's a red one, so it hurts. I guess I don't get it. Why?
Apparently, more padding is more dangerous. He rolls it up to where there's double the padding on his elbow, just in case.
Yeah. So I was pretty upset that he eliminated Wade, but we got rid of him. And I mean, we're going kind of jumping ahead of the gun since we don't really know how good he's going to be. I mean, everybody says he has solid athletic ability, so we'll see in the coming weeks if he does anything. It was on Raw, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, Bo was in it. My guy Bo. Who picked this name, by the way? Bo Dallas.
Well, it was Bo Rotundo, and I think I don't know why they dropped Rotundo because that's what he was working under. I think back when he was in FCW, because I kind of looked him up and tried to figure out who the hell this guy was, because he was completely new to me, and I thought there were plenty of other people in NXT that could have came up and taken that spot, but it's whatever at this point. I don't get too salty over it. But yeah, Bo Dallas, I guess that's the country thing, but yet only his last name and his Titantron have anything to do with him being a cowboy. Because
I guess he took it from Skip. When Skip dropped it in NXT, he just picked it up.
Oh, Skip.
And then me and Dick had this huge argument. It's like, no, that's not IRS's kid. Husky Harris is his kid. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure this is his kid. So, of course, we binged it, because we always love to bing. Gotta bing it up. Apparently, they're both his kids, so I guess they're brothers. But
IRS.
Yeah.
Great tag team with $1 Million Man. Money Inc. Good times back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
IRS.
Um,
Erwin R. Shyster. Oh, old 90s gimmicks.
God, I miss that so much, though.
I do. I
Just the
agree.
cheesiness is so
That
good.
was so good.
Better than Bo Dallas.
That's for sure.
Jeez.
So here's where I put all my money at last time. We were predicting and saying who's coming back. I figured roster's way too thin. We have to have a lot of comebacks come back because we need people to freaking wrestle. And your comebacks are Santino Marella coming back early on. I think it was like 4 or 5, something early on. You had Rey Mysterio come back and Sin Cara, and I was like, really? Those are our 3 comebacks. Is all.
And Ray showed a little more skin.
Yeah, I noticed that
yeah.
his singlet went a little bit more down. He's losing a little bit more weight.
Yeah.
Still covering up the gut. The gangrel gut. Still covering that up.
Banging and banging.
Apologies, gangrel. I'm sorry. I had to.
He's not listening.
No one's listening. No, I'm just...
But yeah, I got my hopes up for Christian, Mark Henry, anybody.
I'm
Just give me
surprised
somebody to
Christian.
come
I'm
back.
very surprised Christian.
Yeah, I hope everything's alright with him because he's so fragile. Like, every other week Christian got hurt and he's wrestling like with 2 knees broken. And
That's what happens when you don't work legs. Look at the guy. I mean, like, has he seen a squat rack? I mean, I would probably challenge him to a squat. I'm pretty sure I can.
Pretty
I
confident
can take
in that?
I can take him in the weight room. He's nothing to write home about.
I gotcha. That was really it. Everybody else was already, somebody on the roster, and nobody really kind of getting you out of, getting you out of whack. Oh my God, somebody coming back. Unfortunately,
and it's sad. It's a sad state when you look at the entrants that start coming in, in the early numbers, and it's like 3MB, Brodus, primetime player, and it's just the, lesser known or just, I'll say it, the jobbers just
Our
coming
guys,
back
bro.
to back to back to back, and it's
our
like,
guys live in that midlife.
can we? Yeah, pretty much. The
MidCard Mafia.
I
All attendance.
like that.
Yeah, that was off the cuff.
Good.
No,
That was good.
That one.
We're gonna make a stable problem.
I guess.
I agree 100% with you, but let's talk about some of the cool spots in the Rumble. We won't go through every single elimination because we'll be here all night. But Santino, I thought, okay, he'll come in, give him a couple seconds, and he's done. But I've never really seen the spot, and correct me if I'm wrong, of coming in and just trying to take over, and he's like, oh my God, he's putting people over. And he can't eliminate
He
anybody.
didn't eliminate anyone. He
No.
put 4 people over the ropes, didn't eliminate anyone.
that was good.
It was solid.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, I like it. And then, of course, he brought out the Cobra. He hit somebody with it, and then
He got
Jericho's-
Kofi with it, I think, didn't he?
He tried to hit Jericho with it.
That
Jericho
was
put up
afterwards,
his
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Jericho put up his hands, gave him a chop, turned around into the best finisher ever. Just that super kick and then zigzag nose. He nails it, so he gives a quick fist pump.
Because he wasn't seen. He didn't want to hurt him.
Oh,
He's like,
absolutely.
If it's Santino, I'll
He's
be
like,
fine.
He's like, Santino, I'm gonna break this dude's jaw.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Don't matter. Zero. I thought that was. Yeah, go ahead.
Which reminds me of Cena. Did anyone else notice? I know I tweeted it. Of Jericho, I think he got Cody with the lion tamer. I mean, he got a knee
Yeah.
in the back, and I'm cheering, going crazy, like yelling, "He's got the knee! He's got the knee!" Later on, he gets Cena in the walls, like, don't want to hurt him. Let's just do a
Right.
Boston Crab on Cena.
Yeah.
Like that kind of upset me, but like you said, it's not Cena. I don't, I'm not hurting him.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of super kicks, Ziggler had at least 2 or 3 super kicks, and all super solid, super on point. Kind of a good sigh of relief for me. I was like, oh, thank God.
Right, because I
Actually,
thought he wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
Like every time he did it, again, it was against Cena. I was like, man, this guy just can't do a super kick. They finally let someone have that move, and like he can't do it. But obviously he can't.
He can. It was
Yeah,
just,
he
I
worked
guess
it
he was
well.
holding it back. But when he missed it, God, I hate it when he missed it. And he would like sway to the side.
It was almost like a leg lift. He like lifted it up for Cena, like,
Yeah.
alright, go on.
So yeah, solid super kick spots. You had Kofi, and as soon as you saw Kofi, I was like, all right, what is he gonna do? He's gonna be the one because the man is super athletic. We can talk as much trash you want to talk about how Kofi lives in that mid card, but Jesus, like he had some really good spots. Last year and then this year, he had like a off the rope like bounce, like Chris Hero bounce off of it was really really cool. Like off like almost like a spear off of the rope to bounce back was really
Right,
cool
really
looking. And then Dick's favorite Tensai, unfortunately gets eliminated, which he was
Unfortunately.
super upset about.
Oh,
He
man.
thought he was gonna take it all. He was super
Dark
upset.
horse.
He was a surprise entrant to me. Oh, it's happening.
It's
What's
Albert!
happening?
My surprise was like, he has a theme? Really? Normally,
He's always in the ring.
Yeah, normally he just teleports to the ring, and now he actually had a theme. I was like, whoa.
Cut back from commercial. and
It's like,
in the
oh,
ring.
Tensai, there you
All
go.
right then.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool how Kofi, gets kicked off of and lands on Tensai, He's carrying him, gets on the Smash announce table, which yet wasn't broken, which was surprising. I
think Kofi standing on that announce table for so long kind of softened it up for the main event later on. I think he was standing on it.
That probably broke it, yeah. Yeah, it was starting to take its toll. And then I thought, he's not going to jump. He's going to slip.
I thought he was going to do that, and I'm like, this dude needs to move the top part.
Yeah.
Because he's going to go to, like, plant, and he's just going to... It would have been a... I think that was the spot that was supposed to happen, but he kind of changed it halfway through. He's like, I don't think I can do this.
Good thing he had a backup plan, too.
I think
that would have been like, oh shit, what do I do now?
Now he's stuck.
Yeah,
I think he realized, he knew once he was going to do that, the squat to get ready to jump, it wasn't holding.
Right.
Which we saw later on.
Yeah, I mean, clearly see why. So then he grabs JBL's announcing chair, asks him for it, let him borrow it, and ends up pogoing all the way towards the ring, which is pretty cool. A little bit different from the handstand. Weren't expecting it. I said, all right, cool, but when he's going to get eliminated, and then what came next? A nice, beautiful disaster kick to get him the hell off.
Yeah, I love that move. I can't get enough of Cody Rhodes.
He eliminated a good amount of people in that one. It was good. He threw Goldust out. Did the... After he did it, I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good times.
It was really good, and we saw him, he got eliminated that way as well. Any other big spots that you guys were like, man, that's a really good spot there? Or...
Probably when Cena came in and knocked off 6 guys. He got jumped by 6 people, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, yeah, fuck Cena. And then all of a sudden he hulked out and just started throwing those goofy-ass haymakers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, oh, maybe. No. Because how awesome would it have been if Cena comes in and like 6 guys just fucking eliminate him?
Yeah.
I would have like...
Right away I would have been like, alright, I don't mind the Rumble being second last.
Yeah, I would have been like, oh man, now like everything after this is... Yeah, that was worth the price of admission. Of course,
the cake.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, that was sarcastic. Obviously, I was pissed. I can't stand him.
No,
he's worse than Hulk Hogan. You thought Hulk Hogan was a superhero. I mean, this guy is like bulletproof. Nothing bad happens to him. He's not gonna lose a match probably for the next like 4 months.
When I got the most upset was that last like not last Raw, but the Raw before that. Maybe even the Raw before that. It was a cage match with Dolph. Dolph hits the amazing DDT. Got him with the damn steel chair. Got him with the famouser. Homage to Billy. Zigzag.
And Big E hit him in the head with the cage door.
He's still kicked out. It's like...
Captain Kickout, man.
Kicked out. 1AA. Jumped in the air. Put that stupid, palm in the air. Celebrated. Sell. That's all I'm saying, Cena. You can pretend that you're hurt.
I may have said this before, but I'll say it again. Why can't you kick out at 1? Everything is 2. Drop kick, 2. Finisher, 2. Everything is at 2. Can you just kick out at 1?
Ask Sheamus. I don't think he's ever gotten 2 kick out. It's one and done, man.
Yeah.
And he kicks out right away because I think he's like, man, I gotta get out of this. Like it kicks in. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kick out right now.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even sell it.
Well, it's Ryback too. As soon as a cover happens and the ref gets on the mat, kick out. Like,
has someone covered Ryback?
Oh, there's been a couple.
Man, I to this point, honestly, honest truth, I thought he's never even been covered.
No. Yeah.
I think maybe in his match with Cesaro, they put on an alright.
I remember him kicking out. Yeah.
Cesaro's usually pretty good at working the ring.
Yeah. Let's talk about the not so good stuff, which is quite a bit. But the number one thing that really, really pissed me off was right towards the end. Ryback comes in and he's gonna dominate. Right? He's supposed to be the powerhouse. He's gonna fucking take over. Why is he shoving everybody? He pushed everybody.
Oh.
Like my favorite one was Randy. Randy ran towards him, and he shoved them too. And Randy just fell back. He's like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
yeah.
He shoved 5 different people.
It was shoves, yeah.
Like the dude, like one of his moves is like the meat hook clothesline. Like he could use that. Like, granted, that's the atypical where you come in, the fresh guy comes in and drops, Sheamus does the axe handle, and everyone else does a clothesline or a punch, and everyone who's been in drops to the floor. Like that happens for pretty much every main guy that comes in. But yeah, like you said, he's shoving people around like it's the playground, like he's a bully. And he was just...
Be a star, sir.
Yeah, be a star.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think he had the most eliminations, too. I think he had 5.
Yeah,
I think he had 5. So.
Zigzag was in there for 50 minutes, too. He nearly got eliminated probably like 10 times. I think that was the whole thing.
Oh, shit. I think Jericho got him at Jericho got him at the very start of the 1 and 2. And I think I let out a huge when he threw Ziggler over. I was like, oh shit, it's that.
And you know what? That brings up a solid point, because I was thinking, I wonder if anyone's like been eliminated when they're not supposed to. Because like think about how sweaty. Like look at Jericho. Dude was dripping sweat.
Yeah.
And like think about those spots where you got to hang out. What if someone fucking slipped?
Yeah.
Like what would happen if like Cena would have accidentally fell out?
Well, he doesn't sweat, so he's good. He
Yeah,
doesn't perspirate
because he
whatsoever.
doesn't do anything. You say Sheamus sweats like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And last year, what if he would have missed one of those spots? Like what would they
I
do?
would have been super happy.
If it was
Jericho would
Cena,
have taken
if
it.
it was Cena, he would have went right back into the ring and it would have continued as
They would
normal.
have cut to camera B real quick, like fuck, and like just switch.
Figure
it.
four.
No one saw
Yeah.
that. No,
Yeah.
no one saw
Camera
that. No one saw that. They would have found some kind of loophole to say that he wasn't eliminated. It's that simple. Well,
Yeah.
he went through. Nah, I saw him go over.
Yeah, I mean we can get back on topic, but I was just that brought up a point, and I was thinking about it
That
the
is
other
good.
night. I was like, has that ever happened? I mean, the only time I know when a winner's been eliminated but got back in was Stone Cold, but I mean that was part of the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and he snuck back in.
And I think, honestly, there was a moment like that, but it was something that no one really cares about. It was a Divas Battle Royal. I think during Night of Champions, where Eve, it was back when Layla was the Divas champion.
Yeah.
Eve was supposed to win the Battle Royal, but Caitlyn knocked her over, and it was like, oh shit. You just saw everyone's face. Like, Layla's face at the announce table, like, kind of, that wasn't supposed to happen. Which led up to the whole Caitlyn got attacked.
Yeah,
and then
she
she
turned
came
heel,
out to win the
complete
belt.
heel or
Yeah,
whatever.
so.
Luckily, she's still around.
Backup
so...
plan.
Oh, wait a minute, no.
Who? Eve? Oh,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Sorry, Dick.
Oh.
Gosh, she was so hot too.
I love that
Yeah.
pose.
That chin,
All right.
though.
I
You
don't.
give shit to Caitlyn, but I don't know.
Caitlyn's mouth is.
We're not gonna go there because she's a hottie.
Okay, yeah, let's.
She's a
not
hottie.
go.
Let's just leave it at
You
that.
know, we'll have an entire Divas episode. Joking.
You mean-
we're joking. No, we're
Segment,
not.
maybe a 5-minute like
Not
segue.
5 minutes.
Bathroom
5
break,
minutes?
maybe?
That'll be everyone's bathroom break. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone here, us three. That'll be our bathroom break.
Yeah, again, kind of to go back on the wasted spots, but like Dick kind of alluded to this earlier. 3 people from 3MB. You have the primetime players. It was both of them, right? Both
Right.
both prime time.
Black Cena was in there.
No days off.
No days off. Like, you just need... You're wasting it. Like, you could have given us so much more, and you're getting so hyped. I was so hyped for this match. Like, I've been waiting so long for this Rumble match. And, of course, you know, we get just kind of, like, half-ass. And to an extent. I thought the match was okay, but here's where I think ruined everything. Not only was the wasted spots really bad, but the finish.
Yeah, once it came down to the Final Four, I was like, oh, sweet, Ziggler's the Final Four. That lasted like 5 seconds. And then it was Sheamus, it was Ryback, and it was Cena. And like, you know, I was messing with you guys earlier before the show. I was like, well, I had no one to cheer for. I'm like, there's literally no one in this ring that I want to win.
Yeah.
True.
It was awful. At that point,
Oh.
the only thing that could have saved it is the Shield came down or
Oh.
something.
All faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole card, every face won.
You're right, yeah, every
You
single
know,
face one.
this is probably primarily a heel podcast.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I think, you know what, though? I think any male over probably the age of 13 loves the heels more. Let's be serious, man. We grew up, we know what's good in there, and we're not just cheering for the
Yeah.
Superman anymore.
What number was Billy Gunn in again?
Uh,
20, 15?
Oh,
maybe 31st. He might have been next.
there you
I
go.
swear.
That would have been that 40-man rumble.
Dick
He would've
tried
been
softening
next.
the blow. He's like, I don't think he's going to be in. I was like, there's still a chance, Dick. There's like 5 people left. And he's like, you still got this. Like, come on.
Hmm.
All right. I was hoping it was on Raw. It wasn't really.
And like the last spots, and this is just my opinion, like 25 to 30, those should be like some heavy hitters.
No, and then we got a 3MB member coming out.
And Sin fucking Cara comes out. Like,
Yeah, that was the comeback. Yeah.
what?
Was it Sin Cara or was it Unico? Or we... Who
Who
was it?
They're like, all right,
We got to ask the expert, Booker T, on which one it is.
shuck it, duck it, quack, quack, dog.
Or we should have had JR just call him Rey Mysterio the entire
Oh,
match.
JR, that racist bastard.
Oh, which one is Rey again?
Every luchador.
When they
Rey
have the
Mysterio.
half and half, fucking JR was like, what the fuck's going on?
Mind free.
Oh, God, yeah.
Speaking of announcers too, and like bad spots, there was terrible announcing during that Rumble. Like so many names were mispronounced, so many spots were missed, you know, and
Even the
King even
camera
talk.
work. Did he?
King hardly talked the whole time.
He just showed off that new shirt, which Jose noticed right
Right away.
away.
I was like, hey, new shirt. Right away.
I think the bet no
Good thing he dressed for the
JBL.
occasion.
JBL had one good line. I think it was in the main event when he called Cole a stooge.
Yeah.
Shut up, you stooge. That was.
Yeah, JBL's definitely
That's
adding the
probably it.
flavor they need, but we said it last week. We'll say it again. We'll probably say it every single episode. King, thank you very much. Thanks for all the years. I think it's time.
Good luck on your future endeavors.
yeah, absolutely.
The fans want a future endeavor.
Was it?
Jerry the King
Was it
Lawler.
on the Royal Rumble where he's talking about SmackDown and got it wrong, or what was it?
No, that was JBL. He's like, or no, yeah, he was like, it was.
Was it
King
at the
saying,
Rumble?
I think it was on Raw, and he was saying, "You and Cole are always fighting on SmackDown," and Cole's like, "King, I'm not on SmackDown anymore." Just totally called him out in the middle of the show. I was like, "Ooh, King's got some, he's got some tenure there.
Yeah.
He'll get you fired."
Yeah. But we got a little bit off of a rant, but again, the finish was god awful.
Yeah.
Cena and Ryback, and it was absolutely nothing special to it. He put him on an STF for like half an hour for no reason. I guess to soften him up.
Because that's how you win a Rumble.
Apparently.
It goes back to the beat the clock thing from last week. Like, really,
putting
we're
in
gonna
sleeper
do that
holds.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. Which apparently Ziggler wins all the time with, thanks to Michael Cole.
Finished many a superstar.
Many, which was 0.
And then even Ryback couldn't go over the rope.
Yeah, I think he messed that up. I think he was supposed to be a lot more smooth than he was.
It looked more like a, all right, I'm going to throw you. Wait, no, now I'm going to do it. Because it wasn't smooth at all. And then, surprise, Cena, yay, point to the sign. And
Don't get it started.
Oh,
Erica. Eric loves that
Did you
sign.
see Punk's tweets before?
amazing.
And it was a picture of him pointing to the sign.
No,
And
what-
then he was like, he's going to point to the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God, I love this guy.
I think he tweeted he's going to give $1,000 to every the superstar and how many times they point. So like every time they point, $1,000 to that guy. And then he tweeted a picture of him pointing
Right.
$1,000.
But yeah, of course, as much as we all hate to know we were right, Cena wins it. Of course, getting ready to lead up to WrestleMania. We'll know what's going to happen.
And which we knew what was going to happen once we saw the Rumble take place before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before-
at that
before the
point, it
main
was pretty
event,
much
it was a
instant.
complete given. I think we were all praying the entire time. I was like, Dick, maybe the lights will go off. Maybe the Shield will come in. Something. God, let something happen. And, of course, nothing happened. So you have your winner. Overall, Royal match started okay, pretty solid. Definitely with Jericho started off on a really high note. And then it just kind of died off. A few high spots, but I guess I just completely overhyped it. I was completely just so ready to get completely marked out the entire match. And solid match, but again, the finish just really ruined everything for me. And I won't go any more on a tangent, but overall, a weak Rumble. I think we can all
As
agree
far
on
as
that.
as far as the Rumble match itself, yes.
Yeah, it was very predictable.
But we knew it was going to be predictable.
Yeah.
Yep. So Rumble match finishes. Cena celebrates, of course, and then we go into a Rock promo, which of course you're waiting for. The catchphrases, the penis jokes. As Road Toad really waits for those, as those never really happen often. God, that promo was bad. It's like you come back and I see you at WrestleMania, don't look too good. You look pretty tired the entire match. And you come back and you cut promos and you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. Okay, I get that. But then I'm waiting for you to really wow me and give me a reason to want you to win. And then you cut this promo where not only is he not talking, but like it's not even solid. Like, where are you going with this? Like,
No, talking about how, his mom's got cancer, which is, like, I'm not going to touch that. I mean, absolutely, he can do whatever he wants in that aspect if he wants to bring it in. And he's like super face. Like, I'm just not used to this Rock. And like I told you guys, pretty much, I guess we'll call it the dark match before the show, when we kind of discuss stuff. The Brahma Bull's dead, man. I mean, those days are over, and it kind of gives me a reason to not like this Rock, because it's not the Rock that we grew up on. I mean, this guy is like super Hulk Hogan face with penis jokes and profanity. That's all it is.
But do you think it's what they need right now? Is to have a face?
If
Like
us three were to step out and be mainstream fans, or even regular fans that don't think the way that we do necessarily, it is so good for the product. It's ridiculous. So many people are going to be watching wrestling again because Rock is WWE champion. We can say whatever we want, how much we think it sucks, because when the Rock's gone, we're still here.
Right.
We're not the mainstream fan. We are the hardcores. We're still going to be here, just like when Punk's done. We'll still be here. I mean, we don't watch it for superstars. We watch it because it's the WWE and that's what we love. But there's a solid number of people who'll be watching for the next 2.5 months, let's say. That's all they'll watch all year, and it's gonna bring so much to the product. So I mean, it's good for the product. I just can't stand it.
And as much as we hate it, it's a business. They have to make money. They're going to make money, and
it's gonna be
we
huge.
have to live with
Yeah.
it.
It's gonna be huge.
I think the worst part is that we knew it, and I guess like as much. I mean, like, we love to get surprised, right? I mean, that's why I think a part of why we watch it is you want to be surprised. You want to see what they can pull out of nowhere. And, you know, it happened. We were all expecting it. But it didn't soften the blow to me, to be honest with you. But kind of back to get bang on track with the promo, I didn't think... I don't know. I don't know where you were trying to go with it. Trying to get the people behind you. People are already behind you.
They're behind you.
You don't have to, like Rotoad said, you know, the whole mom has cancer deal. You're a superhero. We get all that. And it's just, it was really, really weak in my eyes. I wasn't... Like you said, unfortunately, the Brahma Bull's dead. To an extent, I think you're hitting it right.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
It's a shell of his former self. He uses some of the same catchphrases that I thought were cool when I was 10 years ago. I mean, I would have been 13. So I mean, I guess like that's exactly where they're at now. That's their target audience. So I mean, it was funny to me then. So I guess it's funny to them now. But at the same time, man, it's the same old shtick. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
I almost want WrestleMania to be over so I can quit seeing this guy.
Right.
As hard as that is for me to say, because Brahma Bull Rock, Heel Rock, one of my top fives, but this guy, I don't know who he is. Yeah, corporate champion. Good God, that was so good.
Before corporate champion, when he was the damn IC champ in the nation, that's my Rock. Wearing the fanny pack, feuding with Austin over the IC belt.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what, 90... I want to say 97, 98.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
jeez,
Yeah.
that Rock's...
He's dead, man.
He's done.
But it is what it is. Again, it's going to bring a lot of people to the product. They're going to break all sorts of records as far as like sales for WrestleMania goes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't rule out a triple threat. I honestly wouldn't. They still have time to build it into a triple
threat. That's where my
threat.
money's at as well.
Because as much as it's weird for us to say it, Punk's a moneymaker, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people like he's in pop culture now.
Yeah.
I mean, Punk is a moneymaker. He's on the talk shows and stuff, so
Mhm.
I still think he'll be in it, but again, I'm just tired of hearing The Rock.
Yeah. We can all agree the promo didn't do anything for us. Maybe it did it for those, like you were saying, the casual fans, but yeah, it didn't strike me at all. Let's get to the match. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still pretty butthurt at that time, trying to watch this match and still thinking about the Rumble and what's happening with Cena winning.
Oh,
The god awful finish.
I went to the damn bathroom a couple times during the match. I was
Checked out.
I was done.
Yeah.
And because you knew what's going to happen. So I don't think I moved from my seat in the Rumble, except to get up and cheer when shit was going down. But once that match came, like you said, I was salty.
Yep.
I was done. Like, who needs a beer? I'm going to walk around and do a little bit, because I don't want to see it. I was hurt.
Yeah. I will say this. I thought The Rock looked a little bit better than he did at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like the pacing. I mean, it wasn't that much different from the WrestleMania match. It was still pretty physical, but he didn't seem as out of breath a lot. He seemed to be good on the pacing. I thought they meshed decently well for the first time ever locking up. You know.
Well, you got to go back to Rock's last match was obviously with John Cena, and John Cena had to be the ring general. And you compare him to CM Punk being a ring general, and you could just see the matches were night and day. Because after that, I went back and watched the WrestleMania match because I was like, man, I don't remember The Rock looking that decent. Because he looked pretty good. The match was honestly pretty solid. But I mean, CM Punk is just light years beyond John Cena as far as like leading the match. So I think that's why whenever you put CM Punk with somebody, you're always like, man, he meshes pretty well with CM Punk. It's like, well, yeah, that's what happens. You know, the greatness rubs off on people.
I agree. One of my favorite spots was they're kind of outside the ring. They're messing with the Spanish announce table. The CM Punk's like fixing it up a little bit. You know, kind of giving them
bowing to them like, we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
You're safe. Don't worry.
Yeah, but little did we know what was going to happen. I guess Kofi got extra pounds on that or something.
I'm telling you right now, like we talked about it before the show, I'm pretty sure the WWE table carpenter got future endeavored.
Yeah.
So after he drops, I'm like, oh wow, Rock definitely jammed his knee.
Yeah,
that's no good. Someone's getting fired for sure.
I just thought Triple H all over again.
Yeah, he gets up, and then just rock bottoms him right there. So I was like,
Which was the only rock bottom of the match,
Oh.
too.
God, don't get me started.
yeah, which is ridiculous. Which is like, you know, the people's elbow is the equivalent of the Hogan leg drop. Like, really? It's just an elbow drop.
It's the five-knuckle shuffle.
What the fuck's the
Oh,
difference? you know what I mean?
absolutely.
At least the people's elbow, you could say it's jammed in your heart. Okay, the elbow's coming down on your chest. What the fuck's that? With your forehead for the five-knuckle shuffle?
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. That was one of the good spots, I thought. But again, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was, for the most part, checked out at most of the match.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
couple of things, got my attention. I like that a lot.
I think the only thing I was waiting for was how is the Shield going to be involved.
Right.
That was it. What are they going
Right.
to do? How are they going to do this?
Correct.
I honestly did not expect to see the Shield. I expected to see Brock Lesnar. Totally honest, I was like, this dude is going to come out, and because like they were so clear about the Shield not interfering, then I was like, he didn't say if anyone interferes, it was the Shield. So I was like, okay, that's going to be the swerve. They're going to throw Brock Lesnar out, and that's the loophole. But again, that didn't happen either.
Yep. Lights did cut off. Shield came out. Michael Cole swears it was them. JBL says he has nothing. He has no idea what he's talking about. Same old, same old. 3-man powerbomb. Wakes up. CM Punk dragged to the ring. 1, 2, 3. He retains. At that point, Dick goes.
I got geeked.
Yeah.
I got geeked.
I did too.
I was really thinking he's taking too long. He's going to roll him in the ring. He'll kick out. Here comes the sidewalk slam, all that shit,
Yeah.
But
5 seconds into it, Dick's like, wait a minute. Pulls out the cell phone. He's like,
it's too early.
We still got another
We
15,
still got
20
15.
minutes. And immediately I thought, here comes Vince's theme music.
Yeah, it took a
No
while.
chance is going to come out.
Yeah, he
any
celebrated
second.
a little bit, and
Yeah.
it got me thinking, like, wait a minute, is this really happening? It's too early. I paid too much money for this to start to finish early, and I did pay too much money. Shit.
Yeah, for real.
Man.
So of course he comes out to reverse or to do something
Strip him. He was
to
gonna
strip
strip
him.
him.
Right here, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, to strip him. And of course the Rock gets on the mic, almost half dead because he's apparently yeah.
His eyes rolled
Was
back
he
in his
spitting?
head.
Did he spit?
He
a couple
probably had
times?
internal
I think
bleeding.
He spit.
I can't stand when he spits. It's so disgusting.
He looks like a damn fish out of water, just flopping around like the damn. Oh, jeez.
So of course the Rock says no, just restart the match. A la Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart.
See, that was pure Iron Man match. There's got to be a winner and more Bret stuff. I got to make at least 5 Bret references.
I think we're like 6 or 7 by
Okay.
now.
It reminded me of when Punk beat Cena at Money in the Bank. What was it? How long ago was that now? 2011? I mean, it wasn't last year. It was the year before.
When he came back.
And they tried doing a swerve on the screw job where
yeah.
Vince McMahon was coming out, and then Cena's like, no, I'm going to do this because I'm a superhero and I'm the best guy ever in the world. Yeah. And he ends up losing, which was cool. So I was like, oh, man, maybe he'll lose.
Yeah.
No. Spinebuster, people's elbow. All of a sudden, Punk goes from being absolutely dominating to, from an elbow drop, totally incapacitated.
I was speechless. Like, okay, we all knew who was going to win. We all had that
Way
point blank.
down.
But the way that match finished was so weak. It's like
It wasn't even
people's
the
elbow.
rock bottom. It wasn't the rock bottom. I think that's what upset me the most. All right, we knew he's going to win. We know it. But then the elbow. No.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I agree 100%.
But if you go back and look at it again, we're kind of salty because again, we're heels for the most part. If you go back and look at the pop that he got when they counted to 3 and the Rock held the belt, that place lit up.
Yeah.
So I mean, they got the reaction they wanted. And honestly, think about it. When was the last time you were this salty after a pay-per-view?
That's actually a good point.
Like win, lose or draw, like it was a good match. We're salty because CM Punk lost.
Yeah.
They did exactly what they want. What they haven't been able to do for me in such a long time. Usually you're mad because like, oh, match just sucked. It really didn't suck. It was a solid match.
Yeah.
We're butthurt because CM Punk lost.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. That's the only reason we're mad. So they did their job.
Yeah. 100%. And there's plenty of an audience that wants to see that happen too.
Absolutely.
So as much as we complain, there was definitely plenty of an audience to do that. So Rock wins, new WWE champion. And we'll see him every other week, I guess, till WrestleMania.
No house shows.
Yeah, no house shows.
No.
But yeah, that pretty much wrapped up the Rumble. Let's go straight into just a quick review of what we thought. Honestly, first show of the pay-per-view year, and I thought it was pretty bad. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 stars. I would have gave it a 1 if Jericho wasn't there. It would have got a 4 if Billy Gunn was there. We didn't go any further than that. But a 2 is as far as I will go. It did what it was supposed to do. I get it. But as a fan, and you pay so much money to watch this, like I said, I'm not complaining as much as I want. My personal view, 2 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a bad way to start the pay-per-view year. But I understand why I started that way. But again, 2 out of 5.
Are you rating it 2 out of 5 because of the fact that we are still a little salty about it?
I think a big part of it is that, because I'm expecting something to blow me away. I wasn't expecting that. And when I can call it straight down the line and what happens. And look, I wouldn't be so mad, to be honest with you, if the finishes were at least unique and different. But the elimination of Ryback was weak, nothing special. And then the People's Elbow, again, 2 weak finishes. At least give me a strong wrestling match.
Yeah, I'll go 3. I'll go average only because of the fact that I think I'm looking down on it because of how angry I am with everything, how it finished. But I'm not going to lie, I've gone back. I mean, I DVR'd it, so I've gone back a couple times and looked at the spots that I really wanted to see, and they were really good. So I think maybe, a couple months down the line, I might go back on it and be like, this wasn't that bad. But as of right now, it's a herder still, so I'll give it 3 out of 5.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna throw everyone off here. I mean, no Divas match, so I mean that's a plus. Even the dark match was really good if you got a chance to look at it. And as much as I didn't like the outcomes, I thought all the matches were good. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 Scalzettis.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
4 out of 5 Scalzes.
I like it. All right. I mean, I can see where you're going. So
again, like Dick said, go back and look at it. Probably a month or 2 down the road, or after WrestleMania.
After
WrestleMania,
WrestleMania,
all right, the Rock's gone. Now I can enjoy this. Go back and watch it. It's some good stuff. It really is. It was a good pay-per-view. I'm happy with the $50.
It wasn't. I agree. I'll come back after WrestleMania. You know what? Maybe after Cena loses the belt that he's going to win at WrestleMania.
That's going to be like a year, probably.
Oh, jeez.
God.
Oh.
Yeah, I just
let's be honest, guys. We got the year of Punk. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Cool. All right, guys. We'll take a quick break. Come back. Wrap up the show as well as wrap up Raw, as that also happened yesterday, and give you all the highlights from that.
Welcome back, live on the MidCard, here with Dick the Knife, Jose aka Lucifer, and the Road Toad himself.
Woo!
Woo! Was that a Miz woo?
Nothing that comes out of my mouth has anything positive for the
crazy. All right, we're back. You heard us. Well, if you were listening to us, hopefully out there, you heard us talking about the Rumble. Our recap on that. We're going to talk about Raw, which is the first Raw after the pay-per-view. It was in Vegas, baby. So they were doing Raw Roulette, which was 3 wheels, Superstar on one, Match Type on the other, and there was like a Vicky Choice one. I myself thought it was completely ridiculous, but gimmicks are gimmicks. It'll get viewers to watch it.
It's so random, though. You never know what's going to land on. It's not
You never know. It is
not
live.
like a stage, right?
Live.
This is the thing, though. We're in mainstream mode now, ladies and gents. The road to WrestleMania is pop culture mode right now.
Did you point to the sign yet? Because this is sorry if you don't point.
Cena pointed probably 4. He pointed in the middle of the match.
He did.
He just reminded me.
No, him and Sheamus were staring at each other, and they looked at the same time and did a little smile, and you see that up there?
And Cena pointed, and I was like, God, that son of a bitch.
You know what? I think what I'm going to have to do is, because we do the podcast here at my house here in Hammond, Indiana.
Damn.
Plug. And I'm going to have to put a WrestleMania sign on my wall so we could stare at it. Usually we're staring at my copious amounts of wrestling figures, and we're staring at the Ultimate Warrior getting us pumped the entire time. But I might have to put up a WrestleMania one.
I'd like to just point to Jay-Z Shazam.
JC Shazam up there, everybody. I do have I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it out. I might have to. But get back on track. We open up Raw, Vicky talking about Raw Roulette, and then it gets right into business. Seeing CM Punk walk down the ring, angry, furious, without a belt. I don't know about you guys, that looked weird.
Yeah.
It looked so weird. He looked even skinnier without that belt.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, even weaker. But he gets in, scathing promo right away, just pure heel. Tells everyone to shut up. He was screwed. Brings out the I was screwed worse than Brett. Calls it the
Which made you probably cry.
You know what, Punk? I like him, so I let it slide. If anything, I associated more with what I said earlier with the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. 60 minutes, draw, Brett leaves. Nope, you're not done. Get back in the ring. I thought it paralleled that more. But he starts calling it the Phoenix screw job. And, I mean, what do you guys think? Great promo to open it by Punk. Again, angry Punk is possibly the best Punk.
Yeah. I mean, we said this last week. Still a heel, still gets cheers, regardless. You know, there's us, and there's people like us in that arena that we know the work the guy puts in. We know he works, those 4 or 5 day week, schedules. So we got to give the man credit, and he has every right to. I mean, he has to be able to sell, being able to lose to the number one face, quote unquote, right now, on what's going around. But yeah, I definitely agree. It was needed. Good way to start it off. Of course, Vince joins in. Hear the iconic music hits, and then we hear that Paul Heyman's going to get a review. I didn't know he worked for Vince, apparently, but Vince's going to be able to give him a review later to prove that the Shield was involved and they were part of the reason why.
And that they're working for Heyman and Punk, or at least, in alliance with them.
A deadly alliance.
Deadly alliance.
I'm still bamboozled. Like, I don't understand how Vince McMahon's chairman again. Pretty sure he got future endeavored by Triple H. Like, what was it, like 3 summers ago?
It wasn't even that long.
It might not even
Like
been
2
that
summers.
long. Because he was heel Vince at the time, which is the only Vince that should be on TV.
Yeah.
Vince as a person, I mean, you talk to anyone, the guy is not a face. In real life, he is like king heel.
Yeah.
So he's just not a natural bad guy. He's very stiff. Again, we've always said he's out of touch, but I guess it's needed for the storyline, so I'll roll with it. But I'm hoping that, what happened on Raw, not to get too far ahead, what happened on Raw will kind of write him off TV for a while.
Yeah. I don't really think they even need him. But if, like you're saying, they put him back as a heel, it can definitely add some flavor that they could desperately need from time to time. Right now, I was a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. I was nervous that was the CM Punk promo. I was like, that's it? I kind of hope he comes back, because I don't think he really got where he wanted to get, or at least what we wanted to see from him. But, I mean, overall, we're not going to lie. Raw was a bit not as good as we thought it was going to be. I personally like the Raw Roulette. I guess I'm the only kid in the building where I like seeing the little ridiculous shit happening. I thought the 10 sign moment was pretty awesome. I'd probably be the person that laughed.
I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it.
Poor A-Train too, by the way.
Poor A-Train, poor Alberts, and just seeing him. I mean, you know what though? If it's gonna be his new gimmick to be the joke of the WWE, run with it. It's better than him being a monster heel, because that was definitely not working.
Jobbing as a monster heel versus jobbing over, the comedic relief. I'd rather you do that. And I thought I laughed at that spot. I was probably the only one out of us, but I thought it was pretty ridiculous when he kept on pulling the wedgie out of the thong. I thought it was pretty ridiculous.
There seemed to be no middle ground with Raw this week. It was either extreme highlight or extreme low point. For sure, low points to me was the Tensai moment. The Divas, I don't know what the hell happened with the Divas thing. It was pretty bad. It's bad when your commentators have to apologize for something.
Yeah. I can't believe they did that, too. You're going to throw them on, I get it wasn't good, but you need to sell it regardless if you're not liking it or you do like it. And he's like, yeah, just come, we'll have something better, we promise. God, you just completely thrown under the bus. Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. I'm not going to try and defend them, but your job is to make them look good, regardless. You stay in character, is what I see.
They're on a total performance review right now because once Triple H gets reigns, if that is not selling, that shit is done. He's made it loud and clear that there will be no room for a Divas division when he's, got the reins.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad news. I mean, we could go down the line and recap every segment on Raw, but I think it would be better. Let's do some highlights, do some lowlights. You can mention some stuff like, for me, again, the Miz fan, here we go. Nice to see him not limping. I thought it was done in that pre-show.
Yeah.
It looked so bad, that bump, that botch looked so ridiculous. I was scared.
Yeah, me and the boys were giving him mad shit. It was like, yeah, it's probably a torn ACL.
Yeah, so to see him
about 4 or 5.
He didn't look good.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all. So I was a little worried, kind of like how Moose over here was with the Del Rio, possibly concussed. I was actually scared for Miz's safety. But nice to see him. I guess the feud's going to continue with him and Cesaro. See how long that goes. You had Ryback and the Primetime Players in a terrible comedy bit thing.
Yeah.
Where Young, give it up. You're not Sweet Brown. It's funny online for her. Give it up. Come up with something for yourself.
Yeah, I think Titus O'Neil is a stud, to be honest with you.
Titus is
He's
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes. And don't get me wrong, I thought the Raw Roulette was pretty bad. I liked the Tensai moment, but everything else was pretty like, nah, who cares? And that make me laugh was, God, it's really bad.
Striker shouldn't be anywhere near a microphone, though.
God, he makes me so
That's
upset.
your favorite, though, Lucifer. You love the Striker, don't you?
The year 2009, when he was like lead commentary for a while, he even did a WrestleMania. Wow, it was bad.
I hate the fact how he tries to overanalyze everything. Oh, did you notice how he let him slam on top of the knee because it's hurt in the ankle? Fucking Matt Striker, just call the goddamn move and call it a day. At least you know the move. Cole doesn't know the goddamn move, but you know it. Just call it as it is. Don't try to give me the insight that you clearly have no idea what you're talking about because he's not going for that.
Yes.
God.
Ooh, anger. I love it.
Fucking Matt Striker. I'm done with him.
Well, the next thing probably won't make you much happier, but your boy Barrett and
Whoa!
Bo knows. Well, that was next.
But to your boy Bo Dallas.
No, your boy Barrett. I think
Your boy Barrett.
No comment.
No, you know what? I'm pretty sure everyone else thought it's 1, 2, 3 kid. That's exactly what I thought when it happened. I'm like, got a little kid moment here. But you got to give Wade. I think he knows what he's doing. He started NXT. He wants to give somebody else.
That's how it should go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm just not sold on Bo, but we'll see.
Bo knows earlier.
You keep quit lying.
We're on the air, bro, live, and you're over here lying to me.
Live on the Rock Show SmackDown.
Oh, jeez.
I heard we fight on Friday night. That's what I heard.
Oh,
I agree with you 100%. It's the right thing to do. Start building somebody young, as much as Eric loves him. Whatever.
God, I hate you.
But the cool thing is that can we all agree that Wade doesn't need that belt? I mean, he makes it look damn good. He's phenomenal on the mic.
Agreed. Great
ringing work. Horrible finish.
Yeah, but
regardless, the finisher sucks. But I think he doesn't really need the belt, and this is a good way to start building up these young talent, one way or another. And what did we talk about last week? How can we build the MidCard? Bring in new blood, get some storylines, get something rolling.
Yeah,
and we're starting to see some of that happen.
Absolutely.
You got the main event, Intercontinental Cup coming up, which is cool to see. There's some solid people in that, so hopefully we start seeing something develop with this MidCard because our boys need it. We need to get on point with that sort of stuff. And I get it. I'm behind it. Let's start pushing young people. I'm not really sure why Bo is the guy for them.
Yeah, I mean, you got other people there that can go for it. But, I mean, if you want to do a storyline with Bo Dallas, go for it.
I mean, I haven't done my research. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't really looked up the guy in terms of his in-ring work or anything like that. I have heard, people like JR, whoever else speak of him and speak decently highly of his in-ring workability. But there's so many talent that I want to see out already that's been kind of brewing already, especially Cassius Ohno. God, that guy, I've been waiting so long to see him in the ring. Hopefully we see him soon. I was really hoping he was going to be a part of that Shield. But at this point, I don't need him to be a part of the Shield.
Right, we've got, if you think about it, if you want to count Ryback's Rebirth, we've got 6 NXT guys in the past 6 months. You've got the Shield, you've got this guy, Bo Dallas, which as a flash in the pan, in my opinion. Brad Maddox, if you want to count him. There's one more that I'm thinking of.
If you count 3MB, but...
You want to count Barrett? 3 on Cal Barrett?
Yeah, Barrett would be
No, my boy Biggie.
Biggie
Oh,
Langston,
Langston,
yeah.
yeah.
And he came out of left field. Nobody was
Yeah,
expecting him to come in.
absolutely. It was solid.
Which
I
I
liked
think
it.
we talked about already. He's starting to kind of shine through a little bit.
I like it.
Which is good. You know, he's getting a little bit more airtime, kind of being able to shine a little better.
That's true. All right. I think after Wade and Bo was one of my favorite parts of the night was Cody Rhodes doing the wheel spin, finds out he's got to face Cena, and he has this huge, oh, fuck, I'm getting squashed look on his face.
Yeah.
Which I thought was friggin' hilarious.
And then the awesome line, this is a waste of Cody Rhodes. Not of his time.
Yeah.
Which
waste of Cody Rhodes.
Which Cole goes, I think he meant a waste of time. No, he meant Cody Rhodes.
No, he was on
No,
something.
that was
he meant
legit.
what he said.
That was a mini pipe bomb.
Yeah, I like that. That was
It
good.
was. It was solid. I liked it.
So, you know, of course, Cena wins, which we all knew, duh, it's going to happen. And then
Perfect plex. We saw perfect
Yeah.
plex.
No, he called it a fisherman suplex.
That's what it's called. Yeah, but I mean,
But yeah,
It
I
was
call it
nowhere
perfect
near
plex.
the damn perfect plex. Let's not get started. Don't stay incriminating the names on that fisherman suplex. Because it's nowhere near the perfect plex.
So Cena wins. We know, la-di-da. What does he do? Cuts a promo. He's going to face the champ. Didn't know that was going to happen. Going after the WWE belt, whoever it is, Punk or Rock. It's going to be The Rock.
I like how he said he had virtually no odds. Like, really?
Really? That pissed me off. Oh, man, really?
When he gets that
I have
serious
no
look on
odds.
his face, I'm just
No.
like,
Not only that, he said... He put Del Rio down pretty bad when he says,
Yeah.
I can go for the World Heavyweight, which I'm going to have a better chance of winning. Like, are you fucking joking right now, Cena? And then he goes, I have no odds against The Rock or Punk. You know...
So then why would you choose him?
You know what? Goddamn it.
Whatever.
Fruity
I mean,
Pebble, mother... Ugh!
And they didn't have a Fruity Pebble cut like in the middle of
They
that or
did,
afterwards.
yeah, tail of the tape. Between him and Fred
Flintstone.
Flintstone.
Yeah.
Gee, which...
But it was good for the kids. I mean, the kids want to see that.
Yeah,
They
you gotta
might have it in
understand
it
if
for
they're
the
watching.
kids.
Well,
You
there
understand
goes...
that they're watching.
I'm sorry, but that's going to throw away the theory that we had last week of, all right, maybe he's going to start cutting a promo of more heel. Yeah, right. He's a damn Fruity Pebble on a Fruity
Just
Pebble
wait.
box. Are they going to put a heel, which is the reason why I think they started turning Miz face. Well, he's going to be in this movie. He's everywhere. Let's make him, you know, more friendly to the
spotlight.
yeah, exactly. But, yeah, tail of the tape. That low light right there.
Speaking of which, good segue real quick. Miz, just in time for Marine, he will win the U.S. title just in time for the Marine to come out. I'll put it down right now.
I like that.
I'll put it down right now. Then what came next? Oh, God. It could have just not happened. Was Brodus Clay and Tensai?
Not like that spot, personally.
It was terrible.
Can we skip over that, please?
We'll
I'm not-
skip
you
it.
know,
I think I got my dance off.
You know what,
portion
though?
right.
Okay, so then we went somewhere, a body slam match with Del Rio and Big Show.
Which never even happened.
Yeah.
No, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm watching this, and I tweeted it, I think, back to back, that it just seemed like it
Drug
took
on.
forever. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? This is still going on? How?
Yeah.
I was waiting for something to happen. I was waiting.
Exactly,
Honestly, I'm like,
something's
okay,
gonna happen.
Maybe
Who's coming?
Ziggler cashed in.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
He's taken
KO.
down. I'm like, oh shit.
I thought
maybe
he'd come out and
Nope.
cut the tape off, pin him. There it is.
Just cuts to a commercial. I was
Yeah, and after
Yeah.
what, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, way to
Super dry.
be a star, everyone.
There's
Be a star.
There's the 3 hours that we're looking for.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh no, 3 hours because it went from that to the Divas thing. I think right afterwards, and it's like
Again, was
back
terrible.
to back to back. I mean, then there was Sandow, Sheamus in a tables match, which I know you Moose liked it.
I thought it was a solid wrestling match. Yes, we all knew who was going to win it. There was no question mark about it. But I thought there were some solid spots, solid wrestling. You're getting to see Sandow really show the solid moves that he has, and just really good in-ring work. I liked it, but again, I can see where you're coming from. You probably hated the fact that Sheamus won. Am I right?
I hated it because of the fact that, all right, I'm all for squash matches if they happen. They're going to happen, right? But when it's a gimmick match like that, I would like to see a little more like, you know what, maybe Sandow will pull this off. No. You
I
know
wouldn't
he's
say
not
it was a
going.
complete squash,
But
though.
did you, in your mind, think Sandow was going to win?
I mean, when he dropped that elbow to Stain,
Ooh.
I was like, oh, it's not. Yeah.
Hey, if The Rock could beat someone with an elbow, why couldn't Sandow? You know.
True that.
So then Ryder Kali and starts singing Shawn Michaels. Yeah, we're just gonna skip
I bath and
over.
break.
Yeah, I bath and break almost this entire damn.
He didn't even try to read it. That's the best part.
No.
We won't go any further because I don't want to waste any time on
That's
that
exactly
particular
what
one.
I don't.
But
And then-
what we did kind of look over, which was the best part of Raw,
Absolutely.
not necessarily in the time frame that we're talking about,
Oh, yeah.
but in between we had the Rock promo where goes in the ring and Finally, he's
Oh,
back.
jeez.
Did you guys know he worked 10 years to get that?
He worked 10 hard years.
hard
Worked on the
years
stage of many movies to get that
in
done.
Hollywood, he was working his ass off for that spinner belt. Which, back when he was feuding with Cena, he's like, he pointed to his trophy case in his hotel room or his condo or whatever. And he's like, no damn spinners here. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to recant that.
Yeah. Again, you got The Rock
Doing the Rock.
doing The Rock. Okay, people want to see it. I get it. But of course, the Savior comes out. CM Punk comes out.
Voice of the voiceless.
Voice of the voiceless. God, man. We said it again. The promos are just beyond solid.
It's almost given at this point.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, well, here
It's
comes the
the
Punk
point-
promo. It's gonna be fantastic, and it's still every time you're like, damn, that was a good promo.
Hell yeah. And you're waiting for it. It's like, wait till CM Punk's promo. Raw's kind of dipping. Wait till that promo comes back. It's going to get my attention.
Your
right
cult
back into it.
personality hit. You're like, something's going down.
Yeah.
And honestly, we referred to, I believe it was Dick that brought it up. Pissed Punk is the best Punk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
it was-
he's again another guy, natural heel.
Yeah.
And that's why he can't be a total face. He's an anti, he's an
Yeah.
anti-hero. But I mean, he cut a really solid promo. Hit some points that are like real life as far as like with how if they can do a rematch on his schedule because he's gonna be doing house shows in Birmingham and Chattanooga.
He's all weekend. He'll be there.
Absolutely.
But if that doesn't fit for The Rock, maybe we'll... Oh, man.
Dude, so good.
But before that, of course, The Rock's got to throw his...
His
You
rebuttal was
don't
what?
have nuts. Let me see.
Penis joke.
Drop
Penis
that.
insert in there.
And
Scratch it off
so
the
you
list.
could either come down here, fight like a man, or stay on stage like a punk-ass bitch. To which, Punk's reaction, one of my favorite things I've heard there in a while, of him just smiling this smile of just, haha, this guy's terrible, he can't cut a promo. I'm gonna come up on the stage like a punk-ass bitch, cause swearing is cool. I'm like, oh, it's so cool to swear. Get him, Punk.
The
Yes.
best thing was the timing of it. He's taking his sweet ass time through that ramp. You're like, he's gonna get in
Thinks
there.
about it.
Something's gonna happen.
Because he was thinking about it
Yeah.
on his way down. He's like, what am I gonna say here?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Fuck that.
My rules.
It's
my
cool to
term.
swear.
And he's like,
Great.
it's cool to swear. And he said punk ass bitch like twice.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
be a
hey,
punk
he got
ass
a-
bitch.
He got away with it. If Rock
Yeah.
can, he can.
Absolutely.
Right. Was it 9 o'clock at the time? Probably. I guess that's when the...
Yeah.
And Vince's like, all right, Rock, you got plenty of time to curse whatever you'd like to curse. But
No, but
God forbid anybody else
If you
says
read
it.
The Rock's lips after that, he drops the F-bomb like 3 times, clear as day. And I'm just like, Rock, this isn't the Attitude Era. Like, he's the only one that can get away with it, and it frustrates me to know.
Especially with the
like,
money he's invested for his ass.
we can be here all day. Oh, God, the paycheck that he's getting, it's got to be worth a movie. It's the only reason he's here.
Yeah.
He's got to be getting paid a whole movie.
Yeah.
Which Vince McMahon's going to get back tenfold for WrestleMania, but that's beyond the point.
oh, jeez.
True. Very true. But CM Punk hits all the high notes that he needs to hit. I'm here because I'm a professional wrestler, point blank. I'm here to wrestle. That's all I want to do, and that's my belt. You don't deserve it.
You don't deserve
And that line earlier in the promo where he goes, you need to come down here and say, Mr. Punk, I'm sorry. This is yours. I don't have the exact words, but something along those lines.
He said it was given to you. You stole it from me.
Oh.
He's like, I made it worthwhile after 434 hard-earned days,
Yeah.
and he's like, I want my belt back. And I'm telling you right now, there was some
It was real.
tension between those two.
Yeah.
As they say in the streets, shit got real.
No doubt,
Exactly
no doubt.
what
It was good stuff. Again,
In
another
the end-
top-notch promo.
In the end of it, it's official Elimination Chamber, Rock and Punk.
3 weeks from now, rematch. We
Which,
gotta put Rock in the Elimination Chamber. Oh, wait a minute. We can't
no,
hurt
we
him.
can't.
He'll get hurt.
He'll get hurt.
So we'll do one Elimination Chamber
And we're gonna name a pay-per-view after something that'll probably open the show.
Yeah, World Heavyweight Title.
True.
Hell in a Cell Part 2. Let's only have one cell match.
That's why that's another show, but gimmick pay-per-views, they gotta go. They just don't fit the storylines, and when you got someone who's more important than the business itself, such as The Rock, it just doesn't fit. And it messes everything up, and it makes the company look stupid. Elimination Chamber, oh, that opens the show? Fantastic.
Yeah, and that's the only one.
Absolutely.
You got. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I hope they have 2 Elimination Chamber matches on there. It's a one time in the year that they do that. I think it's solid. Is the placement right? I don't agree with it. We can, like Roto said, we can go on tangent on pay-per-views and whatnot. So we don't know. We don't know exactly what's gonna go on, but for sure, rematch CM Punk versus Rock. Pretty sure right now. I mean, we're all gonna probably bet that Rock retains to go into once in a lifetime part 2, and we'll see what happens from there. But I'm kind of jumping the gun when it comes to that. But overall, promo was incredibly solid. We're gonna build up to it. CM Punk and Roto hit this off the air earlier. Roto is like, the best thing about those promos, he doesn't have to even think. It's really just, it is what he's thinking. Like, he isn't making stuff on the fly. That's exactly how he's thinking.
Just going out there and talking.
That's exactly how he feels, and he agrees 100%. And will we have Rock next week? Nope. Probably have like a promo off satellite.
Be a satellite.
Yep. You'd be able to follow in Raw to promote it, and then go into the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way it's going to roll. I get it, and we all agree to it. It's going to draw the visits they need. That's where they need to go to. But again, CM Punk, thank you for making my 3 hours of Raw meaning something. To spend, just to listen to you, just to go through the filler to get to there. I won't completely poop on the show. I thought there was some solid wrestling onto that, but I think we can all agree that was the highlight.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It was, Punk was Punk. It's that simple. Amazing.
Yeah, I thought the wrestling was solid. The Raw Roulette, of course, is Roto's favorite event of the year, so he was fully behind that. We do finish with some other highlights, though. After the Punk promo, we go towards the commercial leading to what's coming up next, and they show Chris Jericho, which is like, oh, he's back. And I honestly, as soon as he came back, Roto's like, how long is he going to be here for? Immediately he texts me, like, one match. I don't see him staying. You know, since Fozzy is so popular in Europe and he's a tour UK, like, all year round, I thought for sure he wasn't going to be here. But he was there. I was ecstatic leading into it, and we have Jericho and Ziggler cut a promo against each other, and yes, thank you for coming back, Jericho. I needed that in that kind of that shot in the arm to get me back into seeing another feud that I want to see because of how good Ziggler is, both on the mic and in his matches. And Jericho cuts a promo with him. Any highlights you got from that promo, Dick, that you kind of stood out for you or worthwhile for you?
For the promo, besides Ziggler's vest, which is amazing, and the Legion of Doom spikes that you call them on his shoulder.
I think that's made out of Jericho's old shirt he debuted with.
Is that what that?
I think that's what that's made out of.
That Brave shirt back in the day. Oh man. The Big E quote he had on him, calling it the size of his bra, which the E. I'm like, all right, little childish, but I giggled. I'm not gonna lie, that was good.
And he was able to put in the catchphrases, which we all love. Man. And it's not like we hear them all the time, but you know they're coming.
Right, he comes back, he'll rip off the nostalgia stuff, you know, he'll hit
Rise Jericho.
Rise Jericho, the Never Ever Again, which was solid. Jerichoholics was good. He could still wrestle though, man. I mean, he keeps getting up there in age. He comes back out of nowhere and like, you know,
DDP yoga. Bringing back Scott Hall.
It's gotta be it. It's gotta be it.
That's what it is. It's all part of the yoga.
I don't think Jericho's got as many vices though. Okay. Sorry. I had to drop that in there. Every time you bring up Scott Hall, I'm going to bring up drugs and alcohol.
His name is Razor Ramon, bro. It isn't Scott Hall. It's Razor Ramon.
Oh, man.
Dude, when he says, here comes the bad guy, people are like, oh, shit, here comes the bad guy.
You really go, is it a wheelchair or is he walking?
Dude, have you seen him? He looks huge. He
bloated.
Alcohol do that to you. Just blow you up.
I tell you, man, it's that rigor mortis setting in already.
Yeah.
DDP can work wonders. Let's wait it out. 2014, I'm calling it. Razor Ramon, entrant number 16. No, I'll bet it again. He's coming back. I just need one more spot, bro. That's all I need.
What if he came out and was like, dead man walking? Because he kind of is. I mean, the lights are on. No one's home at this point.
Did I tell you that me and my boy one time were at work? Me and my boy Anthony, we're just Googling, and he's like, let me see what's up with Scott Hall. And the first fucking link we see, Anthony reads it to me, and he goes, Scott Hall, still alive. I'm like, God damn it. Change that shit. I don't want to see that anymore. God. I think I went on a complete tangent. Thanks for
okay. You're
bringing up Razor.
This Raw segment is just bringing out the anger in you. And
dude,
I like it.
I've gone off.
Yeah.
Man, it's usually me on my wild tangents about Shawn Michaels, but today it's you. I'm digging this.
Yeah.
But bringing something out with Raw, my inner Brock Lesnar guy came out when that music hit after that promo to kind of like move onto that.
Oh yeah, when they were doing the review with Paul Heyman.
With Paul Heyman, you know, the performance review for a guy that is not employed by him.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense, but you know, Vince McMahon's like, this will be golden, trust me.
Yeah.
No, Vince.
It was 6:45, and he was like, I erased that. Yeah, I got it. review. That's what it is. We'll do that.
And you could tell Paul Heyman was wearing the same damn suit. In that
I didn't notice that.
From 3 weeks ago, he's like, I think you'll remember this. And he does that stupid ass, like, swerve pointing out to the thing. And I was like, oh, this is just so bad. But Paul Heyman saved it. Paul Heyman can cut a promo.
Oh, Heyman.
He's
really
fantastic.
As much as I hate him.
Yeah.
And the reason I hate him is because of ECW. That's the reason I hate him. But I won't go off of that. Cause
don't hate him. Hate JVC. Because that's the reason why I hate it. Because it was filmed on a JVC
That's
camera.
exactly.
So
You
bad.
hate them.
So
Don't
bad.
hate Paul E. dangerously, dude.
Oh, God.
So bad.
But yeah,
Really quick. ECW chants hurt my soul. That's all I gotta
They
say.
don't make any sense because when you see a 12-year-old in the front row chanting EC Dub, I just want to give him a super kick right to the goddamn gullet. Just bam! Like, you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Give him that 5-star frog splash from RVD is what I'm gonna do.
I mean, like, I was too young for ECW. I shouldn't have been watching it, but, I had older friends. I was watching it. I was like, this shit is intense.
Did it. I enjoyed it when I was able to watch it because, I mean, really the only thing we could watch it on was the pay-per-views, and gotta love those cheater boxes back in the day, but, I mean, that's where I watched it. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was at the time when the hardcore wrestling was huge.
Hey,
So,
we own
hey,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Exactly.
True.
Not only that,
That Hogan promo.
WWF owes them a lot in terms of the hardcore action. They brought it over. They're like,
CM
look
Punk.
at what these people are doing. Let's do that. Let's
There's
have a hardcore belt.
For every 5 guys that Paul Heyman has said, like, that they're the next thing and they've failed, he's brought some solid ones.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about Paul Heyman all day as far as, like, what he's done and how good he is for the show. Long story short, though, pretty solid promo. And then right when Vince is about to future endeavor him, bam, that little guitar riff hits. And you see big-ass Brock Lesnar. Like, I don't know what that guy does, but he is just huge.
He is a scary, intimidating man. I'm not.
He is.
Out of
Didn't
all the
say a word.
out of all the superstars there, I'm terrified of that man.
Yeah.
Did
And
you-
that cauliflower ear.
Zero mic
Horrible
work.
here.
Zero mic work,
Oh.
but people pop like crazy. And
Yeah.
he's a heel, and people lit up.
Yeah. The fact that he was just pointing to Heyman,
Yeah, the
get
tension.
in the ring,
The tension.
get
Yep.
back. You're like, get back in that corner.
Yeah.
I don't
Tables
need you.
turned. Yep.
Yeah. Thank God I didn't talk either, because when you give him a mic,
It's bad. That voice, like, everything about him is on steroids except his voice.
I'm an ass kicker.
I'm an ass kicker. That's just what I do. I'm just like,
Well, I mean-
what are you doing?
What? Well,
Where's Paul?
Yeah.
Paul, back here.
Where's the voice? I mean, before that, it was pretty much confirmed, except, Heyman denied it, that it wasn't him on the video.
Yeah.
That, he has was it an easy Jewish New York accent or something
Yeah.
like that he called it. But it showed him saying that he paid off Maddox, saying that they paid off the Shield. Finally, we get, I guess, an end to that, because it just kept going and going and going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So finally we get the ending to that, and poor Maddox gets his ass jumped.
Then to the Wolves.
Oh, that was, I felt a little sorry for him. So if he turns face, I feel sorry for the guy. I root for him. I mean, I rooted for him to begin with. Anytime you got a guy with gloves that say punch and kick on his boots,
Boots,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So,
No, that is good. That's good stuff.
So yeah, like you said, just as he's about to fire him from a company that he doesn't work for because he's, Punk's manager, he said, here comes the guitar riff, Lesnar doing his, little dance on top of that stage. I got a little geeked. I watched it this morning after work at night, so as soon as I got home, let me put this on, and oh shit, this went down.
yeah.
And then, like he said, no mic work. Just staring, a little Eskimo kiss with Vince, that little rubbing of the nose. But just him pointing to Heyman saying, get your ass back in that corner. And hearing Heyman
Like, beg for mercy.
beg
saying,
for
please
Vince,
don't
please
do
get out.
this.
No, and
I've got
please
it under
get-
control.
Please get out the ring, Vince. Please
Yeah.
get out the ring. You don't know. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It was...
And the F5, Vince, approaching 70
Oh,
can still take a
jeez.
bump because, Brock Lesnar's every bit of 6'8", and he throws people when he does that F5.
yeah.
So we could say a 70-year-old man fell 7 feet from the air, landed on his back, but somehow broke his pelvis.
Yeah.
But whatever. The best thing that can come out of this is obviously it's going to segue into Triple H
Right.
coming
Of
back. They're going to feud up until WrestleMania, and then hopefully that will not only be the end of Vince on TV, but the end of Triple H wrestling, and he could be the new chairman. Maybe it'll be a way for them to segment Triple H taking the passing of the torch. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I agree. Yeah.
Nice.
During that time where he was kind of running a little bit, I thought there were some solid spots in some of those Raws when Triple H was kind of the interim or whatever it was that he was doing. I thought it was
good
pretty
stuff.
solid. So yeah, I mean, give him the reins at one point and just let him go crazy. I definitely agree. 100% behind that. I'm glad Brock came back. I wasn't really expecting it. I don't know. It makes sense. It makes 100% sense. And to see him do the F5 was pretty awesome. Thank God he's in shape too. When he came back for Extreme Rules,
he was
like,
a little pudgy.
Yeah, man, you gotta get that. Start lifting those tree trunks again, or whatever the fuck he was doing those vignettes back in the day. Fucking running like 6
Hummers.
miles and
Big ass dude, just moving Hummers.
Yeah, which is pretty exciting though, because it leads up to Elimination Chamber. I think you hit right in the button, and we'll see that build up to WrestleMania. But yeah, I'm glad he's back. Will we see him more often? That's the question mark.
Well, honestly, our boy Scalzetti,
Our insider.
Antoine, the Scals. We smell what the Scals is cooking.
Mhm.
He actually texted me the next morning because I told him, I was like, dude, do you think Brock's back for good? Like, is he just back up until Mania? What's going on? And, the Scals let me know that he has been signed to a long-term 2-year part-time deal. I know it's kind of an oxymoron,
Yeah.
but, I mean, he's guaranteed until the next this Mania and the next. And then they're hoping to get him to the one after that.
I think they set up to 31.
31.
Maybe? So
right.
that's 3 Manias.
I mean, it times up, the 2-year contract times up perfect.
Exactly.
And I guess they ironed it out because the first go around with this part-time deal obviously didn't work. We saw him like once, 1 month, 6 months later, another month, and then, pretty much 6 months later again. You see him now. Apparently, he's supposed to be more frequent on TV.
Yeah, thank God for SummerSlam, because that's the reason they're bringing him back. SummerSlam was, I think, the second highest selling pay-per-view that last year. It sold like crazy. So
it was a good match, too.
Solid.
Think of it, it was the top grossing non-WrestleMania one. So that's saying something, too.
Yeah.
And it is going to build up to Triple H again. But we got to have a stipulation in that match, in that WrestleMania one. Give me a cell, give me something pure, to end the feud, which I think Hell in a Cells are supposed to be, which I guess we, again, go back on the gimmicks. Those Hell in a Cell matches are generally the ending.
Yep.
That's the end. So to have a pay-per-view centered around that almost defeats the purpose of it, which again, we'll go on a tangent on one of these topics on another week of gimmicks and pay-per-views, but if they're going to build up to, how you said, hopefully be the ending of Triple H's in-ring career, let's do another cell match for Triple H in there.
I mean,
I think will be good.
If you think about it, if you go back to some of the best cell matches of all time, I mean, Triple H is the guy. But, so hopefully, like I said, we won't have to see Vince because face Vince is just terrible.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be gone for a while.
It puts it almost like we don't need a general manager or
right, Vicky
manager
Guerrero
and
is totally,
supervisor,
she's totally undercut. Yeah. They need to go back to the days of, if they're going to bring Triple H in as the new the new chairman, bring back the commissioner so that way we can rotate him in and out. Bring a guy like Stone Cold back. Just to be a commissioner. He said openly that was totally cool with doing that back in the
sheriff.
day.
Hey, he did a good job with it, too.
Bischoff? I don't know. Bischoff's TNA now? Is he part of
I
TNA?
think so.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Probably not much longer. I mean, they've got all their pay-per-views taped up to 2017. What other wrestlers is going to die and be in the next 14 pay-per-views?
Since they can't travel overseas with their champions.
Probably Kurt Angle.
I'm saying we'll get to our TNA segment in a bit anyway. JK. All right. But, I mean, it ended Brock taking down Vince.
Should be interesting next week.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good tool to have, too, because you have a monster heel that can play that role perfectly. He doesn't, like you said, doesn't need to talk. You can start building up these faces.
And he puts asses in the seats, man.
That's all you need. So I'm really glad that he'll be coming back, and we'll see, like you said, part-time / full-time, whatever.
Long-time, part-time.
Right. The best thing is, I don't got to see him via satellite. I'll take that.
Or tout.
Be a tout.
Is that still a thing?
Is that still a thing? I don't. They haven't been plugging it.
Yeah, it's true, but they've had so much money. But since Vince, I guess, spent so much on Linda, he's like, hey, I gotta cut back a little bit, maybe not go as hard on that tout, and then we'll go from there. But yeah,
I think the one thing that pretty much sums up our Raw recap, but I think the one thing we didn't touch on was Trish in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, still a hottie.
Oh yes, Trish.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Canada.
They're doing something right up there.
Yeah,
it's in the water.
Yeah,
it's in the water.
Canada, living the American dream, minus the violence.
Yes.
America's hat.
Yeah,
Probably
it
me.
is true.
Absolutely.
Really good stuff. Glad to see her in. I think she definitely deserves it. So far we got Mick Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind, whoever you want to call him. Deserves it, so good thing he's in there. The man put his body on the line 24/7. We got Bob Backlund, and now we have Trish. So solid lineup so far. We'll see where we go from there. Maybe you see the bad guy. We'll leave it there. We won't go any further on that.
God, this is just like a sickness.
Look, we just can't talk about Bo Dallas all the time. I gotta be able to talk about other stuff besides your guy Bo.
I'm telling you right now, we're gonna nip this in the bud. I hate Bo Dallas more than both these guys combined.
Mm-mm.
They're just throwing it in my face. I think he's terrible. His tribal scream kills me. It doesn't make any sense. He's built like a bowl of noodles. Like he has no build about him.
So you don't want me to find you the theme song you're telling me? You want me to take that back?
No, that's the worst part about him. That and his Michael Jackson biker glove. It's just one big mess.
Yeah.
But I'm done. I'm good on Bo Dallas.
All right, well, we'll end it there. Thank you for tuning in. That wraps up episode 2 of Life on the Midcard. Join us next week, of course. We'll talk about all things WWE. We'll reminisce. We'll talk about Shawn Michaels. We'll talk about Bret Hart probably again. You'll probably
It's a given.
Yeah, you'll probably get him one way or another. You know you're going to hear about The Miz because we have Dick on the mic, so of course you're going to hear it. So come back next week to hear us recap Raw one more time. We'll be back to our normal schedule where we're going to do a topic as well since we're kind of outside of the pay-per-view time. We'll go into some predictions, see where we build up, maybe recap some high points of SmackDown, anything that kind of really leads into some storylines, which is honestly getting pretty good if you think about it. The other minimum shows are getting some good plugs in with the main event and SmackDown. So we'll review parts of that. We'll get back on topic. Next week's topic, make sure you tune in. We're going to go over pay-per-views. We're going to really get down to nitty-gritty, see what's going on with the schedule, what fits, what doesn't fit, what needs to come back, what needs to go, and we get down and dirty with all the things pay-per-view for coming 2013. So thanks again for listening. This is Life on the Midcard, everything you need for WWE. This is Lucifer signing off, along with
Dick the Knife. Also, find us on Twitter at MidCard Radio. Throw that in there.
God, I love that
get
plug.
that plug in there.
That's a good plug.
Hey man, you got to do it. They don't pay me for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We really don't pay him for anything.
Yeah.
They just steal my power. They should supply Nipsco. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's okay.
And then thanks again also for Roto joining us. Of course, we have to have the trifecta. He was here as well.
The Holy Triumvirate.
Yes.
Is that what they call us?
Possibly.
I don't know. Is that a word?
How can it be heels if we're holy?
But
I don't know.
We'll figure something. No, you know what? We'll have a name next week, or the Midcar Mafia. I kind of
Midcar Mafia is pretty solid.
was pretty good. Yeah, the Roto guy, +1 on that. His points are getting up pretty high. Yes, absolutely. Again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. My handle as well as @Moosifur49, MOOSIFUR49. Follow me for all things WWE, me at work, all that crazy stuff. Along with Roto, where can they find you?
Hi, my name is Rody with a Y.
And Dick the Knife, where can they find you?
At Dasani Xcore, DASANIXCORE. Again, at Midcard Radio too.
Don't forget us. Follow us. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. And thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week, guys.
I'm a nice man. Yeah, I'm an ass man.